Hi everyone, welcome to another video of Sunday Morning Drives. Today I'm very excited to be able to drive this brand new 2026 Honda Prelude. This is a brand new vehicle that has just arrived in New Zealand. It's a very stunning looking coupe. This is the only two-door car that Honda is currently selling. So this is a hybrid vehicle. It has a 2-liter petrol engine that is sitting in front under the bonnet, and it has a dual motor setup. One motor drives the front wheels, so this is a front-wheel drive car. The other motor that is connected to the petrol engine acts as an electricity generator when the petrol engine is running, and it powers up the small battery pack. The combustion engine does help with power delivery only when you are traveling at higher speed or cruising on the highway. There is an electronically controlled clutch that connects and disconnects the combustion engine. So when you're driving in town or in your daily use, in lower speeds or medium speeds, it's mostly driven by the electric motor. So predominantly, this car still feels like an EV rather than a combustion engine car. The combined power from the powertrain is around 200 horsepower and 350 Newton meters of torque. And the acceleration from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour is around 7 seconds. It is a very fuel efficient car though. The combined fuel efficiency of this car is around 4 to 5 liters per 100 kilometers. Pricing wise, this car costs around 70,000 New Zealand dollars plus on-road cost. And currently the Type R, the Civic Type R, is selling around 77,000 New Zealand dollars brand new plus on-road costs. So these two cars are very similarly priced. Depending on what you're looking for, I think the Type R is more focused in terms of performance, and this car is more of a GT car. So they are in a different kind of category. So in this video, I will share with you the details of this car. I will also share with you my driving impressions and how this car compares to my Civic Type R. Exterior wise, I think this car looks pretty stunning. The front face looks pretty sporty, very slick, and looks very aerodynamic as well. There is a nice front splitter. It's actually quite layered and sculptured. There is also a blue accent in the center right here, making this car feel a bit more special. Obviously, this is a coupe, so the proportion of it and the slope back, everything is pretty well proportioned. The rear taillight, it's a light bar design going all the way across from side to side. And it also has this blue accent in the center as well at the back. Looking from the back, this is a very wide looking car. It has a very nice stance looking from the back. It's actually not a small car. Compared to the Type R, it's only 6 centimeters shorter in terms of length and 1 centimeter narrower compared to the Type R. The wheelbase though is a shorter wheelbase. It's about 13 centimeters shorter in terms of wheelbase. The Prelude comes with 19-inch alloy wheels at all 4 corners, and the tire sizes are 235 40 R19s. These Brembo brakes, they are colored in blue, and they are the same brakes as the Civic Type R. The Prelude also shares the same dual-axis front suspension with the Type R. There is a rear air vent right behind the front wheels to allow air to escape from the front wheel arch. The Prelude comes with pop-out handles. If you unlock the car, the pop-out handles, they will pop out and you can open the door like so. There is a hidden button right under the Honda logo. You press that and you can open the rear boot lid. It has a very large boot space, to be honest, and I like the slope back design with a very large hatch door. So there is a big lip here, so to take things in and out, is a little bit inconvenient. And also, you can fold down the rear seats very easily to give yourself more room for storage. I feel the interior of the Prelude is very nicely designed, and the materials that they used here is a mix of soft plastic, leather, this white fabric leather slash material, and a bit of plastic down there. So it's a good mix of different materials to bring out the layering of the interior. There are also blue and beige stitching on a lot of these synthetic slash leather material, which is a very nice detail I find in the Prelude. It's also a very practical coupe with a lot of storage areas. This is the wireless charging area with charging ports and a 12V socket. There are a couple of cup holders over here, a very large storage area under the armrest. There are also decent sized door bins on the door cards and a very good sized glove compartment. On the top, there is a storage for your sunglasses. I love these knobs for your air feed. They feel very tactile and very premium. And these knobs for your climate control, they are in a black chrome color that looks very classy. In the center here, we have the drive select, and I really like the shape of it. It looks very futuristic. So you have parking, your reverse. Once you press that, the rear camera will be turned on. Your neutral and your drive. This here is the Sport Plus button, and the drive select here give you different drive modes. Once you press that, you can select from individual to sport to GT to comfort. And the dash will change color and details according to each mode. There is also an individual mode where you can customize the way you like to drive this car, from powertrain to steering to suspension to engine sound, ACC, and your gauges. The central infotainment screen is loaded with the latest version of the operating system from Honda. So this is the home view. You have different quick access tabs you can get into. On the right hand side, there is a quick access tab. You can also press and hold to add or delete different functionalities that you want to put on here for quick access. The Prelude comes standard with the Bose sound system. It's a very nice steering wheel with a flat bottom, so you can get in and out of this car a little bit easier. On the right hand side, these buttons are for your cruise control. And on the left hand side, this is for your music. I also really like these pedals. I think they are done really well. These are metal material and they click very well. You can also use the rotary dials on the steering wheel to customize and change what you want to see on the screen. So on the left hand side, these are for your audio controls. And on the right hand side, you can use this dial to change and look at the car information from your safety support to your G meter, your driver safety, speed alarm, navigation, speed and time. There's a lot of information you can customize and see on the screen. The Prelude is a 4-seater car. To access the rear seats, you pull this lever here to push the front seat forward, and you can get into the rear seats from here. And it's actually a quite small space at the back. As you can see, there's not much legroom. And headroom wise, it's also very cramped because of the slope back design. The rear seat area is equipped with ISOFIX points for your child seats. Right now I'm in GT mode, which is your standard default mode. So in GT mode, everything is set to a comfortable setting. So the suspension is actually tuned to cater for daily use. So compared to the Type R, the suspension is much more comfortable and much more compliant. Going through imperfections, speed bumps like this, it's very comfortable and very forgiving. There is also a comfort mode, which makes the suspension even softer and even more comfortable, and the steering even lighter. The throttle pedal is actually on the light side. It feels really light, so it's very easy to modulate, but it doesn't feel very sporty. It feels very GT-like. The brakes as well, the brake pedal feels quite soft, and there's not that much initial bite through the first 1/3 of the pedal travel. So again, this is a more comfort-oriented feel. In comfort mode and GT mode, if I'm just cruising along, this car can be in pure EV mode, meaning that only the electric motor and the battery is working to power the car. The petrol engine is not fired up, so just to make this car more fuel efficient. But if I step on the gas, as you can see on the diagram, that the engine fires up to charge the battery and provide power to the electric motor. During your everyday drive, if you are not in the Sport Plus mode, that means these pedals won't be used for gear changing. So instead, they will be used for controlling your regenerative braking level. So if you press the minus pedal, it will increase the level of regen braking. And if you press the plus pedal, it will reduce the amount of regen braking. I also really like the drivetrain diagram on the right hand side. It shows you what the car is doing, whether it's charging the battery or whether the engine is on or off, to allow the driver to know exactly what the car is doing. So driving normally on normal roads, doing your daily stuff, this car is really super comfortable. The NVH is also done really well, so it's very quiet inside here. And because it's driven by electric motor, so this car is again very quiet. It feels like you're driving an EV because the electric motor generates torque instantaneously, so it gives the driver a lot of confidence getting off the line. It's very effortless, and you feel that torque working for you instantaneously, which is a very nice feeling. There is also an engine sound. I think it's pumped in from the speakers once you step on the pedal. Even in GT mode, if I step on it, yes, there is a bit of engine sound coming into the cabin, which is quite nice. So if I turn into sport mode right now, wow, it does have a bit of sound coming into the cabin. And actually, although this car only has 200 horsepower and 350 Newton meters of torque, this car doesn't feel slow because it has an electric motor which gives out torque instantaneously. So it gives the car a very effortless feel once you step on the pedal. So this car actually doesn't feel like a 7-second 0 to 100 car. Making this car feel a little bit more sporty. The steering is very accurate, and there's a bit of feedback through the steering wheel because this is a electronically assisted electric steering wheel. So the feedback is not that great. It's also not a particularly quick steering. There's a bit of vagueness off center, and it's not very quick to react. It's not a very busy or anxious steering wheel. Everything feels quite calm. So now if I press the S Plus button, the car goes into a simulation mode, which simulates gear change, and I can use these pedals to change gears. Right now on the display, I'm on 5th gear. I can change down to 4, 3, 2. Wow. I wish the sound could have been a bit louder, but it does feel like you are driving a combustion engine car with a real gearbox. I can change down to second gear, going through this tight corner, and I can step on the gas and let the revs build. The rev limiter is at 6,000 revs, so that's trying to mimic or simulate a small displacement turbocharged engine, and the simulation I personally feel is done quite well. It will try to hold the gear, and if you upshift, you can hear that engine brake, downshift, and that blip sound from the engine as well, the rev matching sound, which is quite nice and makes this car feels a bit more fun to drive. In terms of handling though, I think this car again is not geared as or designed as a purely focused sports car. Compared to the Type R, the suspension is definitely more comfortable, more compliant, but on the downside there is more body roll, and the suspension, especially the front end, doesn't feel as sharp as the Type R. And as you turn into corners, there's more body roll, you can feel the body moving a bit more, there's more body movement, and the turn-in is less composed and less sharp compared to a Civic Type R. This car also weighs heavier compared to my Civic Type R. This car weighs in at around 1,480 kilograms, whereas the Type R is around 1,450 kilograms. So there is a 30 kilogram weight penalty to this car. Although the Type R is a little bit bigger, but it's actually lighter compared to the Prelude. Also, the weight distribution I feel is a bit different. The Prelude feels very front heavy because in the front there is an engine and 2 electric motors all sitting in the front. But as for the Civic Type R, there is only a 2-liter turbocharged engine sitting in the front, so the whole balance of the car feels a bit more even and less understeery compared to the Prelude. So what do I think of the Honda Prelude? I think this is a very nice looking, very stylish coupe that is very comfortable, very practical, has a lot of boot space and 2 seats at the rear. So you can drive this car as a GT car, as a daily, and feels very premium and very well built. But on the other hand, if you are looking for a dedicated sports car that is sharp and precise, this car is not it. When I was driving on the back road, I can feel compared to my Civic Type R, this car definitely has more body roll and more body motion and a bit more understeer. But one thing I actually was surprised is the simulated gear change when you press the S Plus button. I think that simulation is actually done pretty well. If for someone who doesn't know that this car is driven by an electric motor, and when you are using the pedal shifters to change gears yourself, the simulation actually simulates the rev matching, the sound, the sensation very well. So thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video of the Honda Prelude. If you have any questions, please leave in the comment section below. Please like and subscribe to help us grow as a channel, and hope to see you again in our next video.